But we begin this hour with the deadly wildfires in California that have now tragically claimed the lives of at least 24 people. Crews are racing to gain control because of the powerful winds in the forecast that could lead to additional spread. One Altadena resident spoke to 60 Minutes about how quickly the fire destroyed his home.
And out of nowhere, you see the fire appear across Lake Street, and you can see it going up the mountain on our side within an hour. For it to move that quickly and that rapidly, and for it to shift paths that fast was insane. This is unreal. Oh my God. My house is
I want to bring in CBS News correspondent Elise Preston for more on this. Elise, that is just one person on one street in one community. But as you know, this story, that pain, that heartbreak, that anguish is one that is being felt by thousands, if not hundreds of thousands across Los Angeles. How are things developing on the ground this morning with those Santa Ana winds coming in?
Yeah, so they are expected to pick up, Vlad, and they are expected to top out at about 70 miles per hour. So you can see that is just a huge concern here because the Eaton fire, where it has struck Altadena, where I am right now, where that man who shared his story, where he was, the Eaton fires only contain about 27%. And so firefighters are concerned that these winds are going to be able to kick back up and spread that fire, spread all of the fires even more. And it is happening in just an instant. I've been in these neighborhoods, in these communities where you would see an ember and then a gust of wind would kick up out of nowhere and burst into flames. And you would see it basically flying across the street, flying down the street and spreading at a very, very rapid pace.
We're showing live pictures there, Elise, on the ground in Los Angeles so people can get a sense of the devastation that's occurred just in the last week. But now the question, of course, this is the live picture that we're talking about here. This is happening right now in Los Angeles, and it's just utterly devastated, completely wiped out. So the question, of course, becomes, are the folks who've lost their homes, who've lost, in many cases, everything, and thankfully still have their lives, are they able to get the resources that are available to them? What kind of resources are being made available?
Well, a lot of resources have poured in, both from the federal and state level. And then you're seeing a lot of humanity here. You're seeing a lot of people really just open up their hearts and give. We've been with families. We were with a family yesterday, and some man came up to them and said, "Are you a victim? Were you impacted by the fires?" And the family said yes. And the man reached into his wallet, pulled out $100 and just gave it to the family and walked off. You're seeing a lot of that. We went to this community drive where a man, it started with 2 hot dog carts and 500 hot dogs. And so this man put out on a call on social media for people to respond. And boy, did they. They've been showing up in hundreds, in droves, just responding, giving donations of food, of clothing, of household necessities. And those are the things that people need immediately, right? This home that I'm standing in front of, we were actually here yesterday with the family that lost their home. And the mom said, "Son, you didn't bring better shoes. These shoes aren't good. We're going to be walking around. It's dangerous." And he said, "Mom, these are the only shoes that I have." And I think it just struck her, like, how many things that they need just to get by in this immediate aftermath. But as you said, it is going to be a long process. Some family members, some families who have been hit, they had insurance, and so they plan to rebuild. But others, they're not so fortunate. They're saying that they lost their insurance either right before or during the fires. The state has come out and said that the people who have insurance through the state's marketplace, they will consider fast-tracking those claims so that it can help people get back on their feet. But people recognize that it is going to be a long and hard process to endure, Vlad.
Indeed. Elise Preston for us this morning. Elise, thank you very much. Well, FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell says she is concerned that the powerful winds in the area have changed the dynamics of the fire, and she fears for the safety of the firefighters. She spoke with Margaret Brennan on Face the Nation this week, where she pushed back on claims that LA officials were unprepared.
I think that they were very prepared. This is something that they are very used to. They fight fires all the time, but they have never seen 100-mile-an-hour winds that are fueling the fire. And those winds and that weather condition is what really impacts, where this fire is going to go, but more importantly, how they're able to try to contain it in those first few hours and days. And because it was in such a populated area, it just makes it that much more challenging to be able to get in there and secure the perimeter, but as well try to save as many homes as possible.
And if you're looking for a way to help the victims of these wildfires, you can go to redcross.org/CBS. Let's bring in CBS News Philadelphia meteorologist Kate Bilo with the first look at the national forecast. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Vlad. And of course, the big story once again is the fire danger in Southern California because the winds are picking back up. We have a red flag warning to tell you about in that part of Southern California, and that is only going to serve to continue to fan these flames. So let's take a look at conditions. This is our fire weather outlook for today. And again, you can see the worst of it where you see the pink just north of Los Angeles County there. That's where we have extreme fire danger today. Winds could gust 50 to 70 miles per hour once again. So the winds died down a little bit. We got some containment, but now the threat for further fire spread is increasing through today and into tomorrow as well. Strongest gusts are in the mountains, very dry air as well. Relative humidities in the 10 to 15% range, and that's all day today and all day tomorrow. It may come up a little bit as we head into Wednesday, but here's tomorrow's fire weather outlook, pretty much the same with that extreme fire danger just north of Los Angeles County. That's where the most extreme threat for additional fire spread and additional fires to start, that's where the threat is. You can see most enhanced north of Los Angeles. Look at those gusts. This is later on this afternoon, gusts to 50 miles an hour. Tonight into the overnight, we could have gusts up north of Los Angeles, up towards Santa Clarita of 60 or 70 miles per hour and a red flag warning in effect. Vlad, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Kate Bilo, thank you very much. We'll check in with you a bit later.